In the Screwtape Letters, C.S. Lewis has a preface, and in that preface he writes, "There are two equal and opposite errors into which our race, that is the human race, can fall about the devils. The first is to disbelieve in their existence. The other is to believe and to feel an excessive and unhealthy interest in them. They themselves are equally pleased with both errors." As I set up the scene here, this is Screwtape. If you have to imagine me as being a senior demon addressing minion demons, well, I guess you're going to have to get into this a little bit yourselves. Your perspective has to be one that's a little bit different. So we're transforming this into a scene that is set in hell. At the annual dinner of the Tempter's Training College for Young Devils, the principal, Dr. Slopglaw, has just proposed the health of the guests. Screwtape, moi, rises to reply. "Mr. Principal, your eminence, your disgraces, my thorns, shadies, and gentle devils, it is customary on these occasions for the speaker to address himself chiefly to those among you who have just graduated and who will very soon be posted to official tempterships on earth. It is a custom I willingly obey. I well remember with what trepidation I awaited my own first appointment. I hope and believe that each one of you has the same uneasiness tonight. Your career is before you. Hell expects and demands that it be, as mine was, one of unbroken success. If it is not, you know what awaits you. Your dreaded principal has included in his speech full of points, something like an apology for the banquet which he has set before us. Well, gentle devils, no one blames him. But it would be in vain to deny that the human souls on whose anguish we have been feasting tonight were of pretty poor quality. Not even the most skillful cookery of our tormentors could make them better than insipid. Oh, to get one's teeth again into a Farinata, or a Henry VIII, or even a Hitler. There was a real crackle in there, something to crack. A rage, an egotism, a cruelty only just less robust than our own. It put up a delicious resistance to being devoured. It warmed your innards once you'd got it down. Instead of this, what have we had tonight? A grubby little non-entity who had drifted into corruption, only just realizing that he was corrupt. Then there was the lukewarm casserole of adulterers. Could you find in it any trace of a defiant, insatiable, rebellious lust? I couldn't. They all tasted to me like undesexed morons who'd blundered or trickled into the wrong beds in automatic response to sexy advertisements, or to make themselves feel modern and emancipated, or to reassure themselves of their normalcy or their virility, or even because they had nothing better to do. Frankly, to me, who have tasted Messalina and Casanova, they were nauseating. But here comes the point. Gastronomically, all this is deplorable. But let's hope none of us puts gastronomy first. Consider first the mere quantity. The quality may be wretched, but we've never had souls of a sort in more abundance. However tasteless our fare, we are in no danger of famine. The sort of souls on whose despair and ruin we have, well, I won't say feasted, but at any rate subsisted tonight, are increasing in numbers and will continue to increase. Our advices from lower command and our Father below assure us that this is so. Our directives warn us to orient all our tactics in view of this situation. The great sinners will not disappear, but they will grow rarer. It is a change for the better. loathsome sinners are made out of that very same material as that horrible phenomenon of the great saints. The virtual disappearance of such material may mean insipid meals for us, but is it not utter famine and frustration for the enemy? He did not create the humans. He did not die among them by torture in order to produce failed humans. He wanted to make saints, gods, things like himself. Is the dullness of your present fare not a very small price to pay for the delicious knowledge that his whole great experiment is petering out? But not only that, as the great sinners grow fewer and the majority lose all individuality, the great sinners become far more effective agents for us. Every dictator, even demagogue, almost every film star or pop star can now draw tens of thousands of the human sheep with them. But now for the pleasantest part of my duty. It falls to my lot to propose on behalf of the guests the health of Principal Slubglob and the Tempters Training College. Fill your glasses. What is this I see? What is this delicious bouquet I inhale? Can it be? Mr. Principal, I unsay all my hard words about dinner. I see the college cellar still has a few dozen sound old vintage Pharisee. Well, this is like old times. Hold it beneath your nostrils for a moment, gentle devils. Hold it up to the light. Look at those fiery streaks as they writhe and tangle in its dark heart as if they were contending. And so they are. You know how this wine is blended? Different types of Pharisee are harvested, trodden, and fermented together to produce its subtle flavor. Types that were most antagonistic to one another on earth. Some are all rules and relics and rosaries, while others are all drab clothes and long faces and petty traditional abstinences from wine and cards and the theater. Both had in common their self-righteousness. And their almost infinite distance between their actual outlook and anything the enemy really is or commands. How they hated each other out there when the sun shone. The festering of their eternally impenitent spite passing into our spiritual digestion will work like fire. Dark fire. All said and done, my friends. It will be an ill day for us if what most humans mean by religion ever vanishes from the earth. It can still send us the truly delicious sins. The fine flower of unholiness grows only in the close neighborhood of the holy. Nowhere do we tempt so successfully as on the very steps of the altar. Your Eminence, your disgraces, my thorns, shades, and gentle devils, I give you the toast of Principal Slubglob and the college. Thank you.